go. Here we go. And now, are you kidding me? Hold on. Hold on. Why am I not getting no KBs? This is felonious. How is this popping? Let me turn my Wi-Fi on. I thought I was going to be slick with the... Here we go, here we go. Here we go. All right, I don't know. I was trying to be slick with the hardwired line. Getting nervous my thing was gonna mess up. Probably gonna be a small amount of you tuning in tonight because it's Friday night. I know everybody, people have lives. I know I don't, but Warriors is my life. I'll wait for somebody here to pick up. I'm on a bit early, but again, I understand it's Friday, and the beginning of the season, people got to get routine. It'll probably be like a Tuesday night against the Lakers or something. We'll have some live streams. I'll try and do some halftime stuff. I got no one here to tell me it sounds all right. Okay, it sounds good. Again, I know I'm a few minutes early, and I don't know. I guess I'm watching the end of this, or the end. It's the fourth quarter of this Toronto-Boston game, and it's entertaining. It's entertaining, and I was clowning. Oh, come on, man. Oh, okay. I think I hit the wrong button. Okay, we got 3 people watching. What up, y'all? Tuning in here. Like I was saying, it's probably going to be a small output of people watching. I understand it's Friday night. I've got my TV here to the right of me, the left of you. Boston, Toronto. The game 1 of this doubleheader on ESPN. 82-79 Toronto in the fourth quarter. Van Vliet. And what I was saying was I was tweeting out and I was kind of complaining. Someone shout me out on the YouTube chat to let me know that everything is good on your guys' end. I've ran so many tests to get this looking good. So hopefully it is. But what I noticed, so obviously Toronto got rid of Dwayne Casey. This dude, Nick Nurse, is like a analytics guy. I guess he's been around the league. And what struck me in the first half of this game was like they were just unconsciously letting the 3-ball go. Toronto, I think they shot 23s in like the first quarter and a half of this game, and it was. I don't agree. I'm trying to see here with the numbers in this thing. But so okay, CJ Miles, Lowry, obviously Kawhi. You've got 3 or 4 guys that are green light, like you can shoot the 3. But Anunoby, Siakam, some of these guys that are not shooters, they're still learning to shoot. I don't think you can just green light them to shoot the 3 every time they get the ball, because you're playing with their confidence is going to be fragile with their shot anyway because they're not natural shooters. But it's a good competitive game, man. And it looks like, each game, it's so early on, but really it looks like Jaylen Brown is kind of going to be the dude that's going to take the biggest hit. Mind you, he's still on a rookie deal as far as like how do they spread the wealth with Hayward and Kyrie back. Jaylen Brown, it seems like he's getting less touches. What up, Raymond? Volume is kind of down. All right, let me turn that up for y'all. I just don't want to pick up a bunch of room noise. Testing. Let's see if I put it up at 55. That should probably be a little louder. Whoops, banged it in. But yeah, we're at exactly 7. Usually if you've just tuned, if you're new to tuning into this or whatever, I'll usually ramble for a little bit before I get into the Warrior stuff, answer questions, just to have a little fun, man. I meant to do this. I meant to do this the first game, and YouTube was down for the first time like ever. And but I understand Friday night people are out kicking it and stuff like that. So if you have any questions, hit me on the YouTube chat. I can click over to Patreon, but it's kind of it doesn't work as live. It's not as good for me live for this. So ask the questions on YouTube. But yeah, I don't know if you guys are watching this tie game, fourth quarter, Boston, Toronto, and I was talking about Nick Nurse allowing all his guys to green light the three. He's a heavy analytics guy, but it just looked to me like in the first half that it was like, yo, shoot the three at any cost. Video output low. Come on, man. There's no need for this. There's no need for this. I don't understand. Well, looks like I'm going to have to go to like some sort of old webcam setup. I've run this setup so many times in test, and then it goes in and out. So it is what it is. First stream of the year. I'm waiting for it to get higher. And why? 84. All right, it looks like the stream is strong enough. I don't understand, man. I don't understand. Anyway. So let's get a little into this matchup tonight, man. You see my little topics. The thing that interests me the most. I'm waiting for this to be sure that it's back on. It's not scrambling for me, man. I might as well just stream from my damn phone. Why isn't it? I don't understand. This is just whack as hell that it always does this. It says it's getting enough. All right. I'm gonna talk as if it's going smooth. Damian Jones, Rudy Gobert. We saw Damian have a great game. He's gonna get the start in his opener. And Gobert is a different type of beast, man. You're not gonna go over the top on Gobert. His length is next to none, right? He has his length and ability to change shots is next to none. Did he win Defensive Player of the Year? I don't remember if he did. Did he? I don't know. But either way, we're going to have to see a different type of Damian Jones in the sense of, is he, what up? Oh, okay, from Canada. That's what's up. What time is it over there? I appreciate the support, Aaron. My name's Aaron as well, man. But what I was getting on to about with Damian Jones is that we've seen him with kind of a soft jumper from the elbow, right? And we've heard that he can shoot a little bit and he can spread the floor. Is he going to be able to pull Gobert out tonight and pull him away from the paint? Because when he's in the paint, he changes everything. Not even like KD, like even he will affect KD's jumpers in the paint. Like that's how long and how good of a defender he is. And so I'm curious to see Damian Jones in his second start if he is going to, one, try to pull him away from the paint and try to use the jumper that we've seen glimpses of, or is he going to try to play a strength position game with Gobert? Because Gobert, he is slight, right? And there's no doubt Damian is stronger than him. Is he going to try to bully him and maybe get physical with him? That would be exciting. I tend to lean towards the think that we're going to see some jumpers out of Damian tonight rather than him trying to, because he's not that physical on the offensive end yet. We haven't seen him really use his physicality. We've seen him use his ups and his verticality. But you're not going to be able to play vertical against Gobert. It's just that simple. It's just that simple. Reading about the Jazz, so they played Sacramento for the Kings opener, and they were down 16 in the first quarter. And after the game, the sentiment around the team was like, yo, we can't just cruise. We came out flat. We can't cruise. We can't let our talent, that's going to bite us in the butt, whoop-de-whoop, all that stuff. And that's kind of been the talk around the Jazz is they've been cruising. They've been cruising through preseason. We haven't seen them really amp it up. So their home opener, they're going to come out like someone said it on the patron side, like, yo, I feel like we're going to get knocked by 20 tonight, right? But you have to take one thing into consideration, and it's been brought up through the media. The Warriors lost by 30 there last year and 40. Remember the one at the end of the season, right? So I think there's some pride there. And I also think we can't discount the fact that, let's be real, Utah could replace Houston as the top threat in the West, in my opinion. It's that simple. In my opinion, Houston, we saw what happened with that first Houston game. It's going to be fun, man. It's going to be ugly. Did y'all see Melo's face? Go look up the memes of Melo's face on the bench, just looking like a sick dog, man. But anyway, I think the Warriors understand that this is a serious opponent. And I think that Utah will have their attention early on. That doesn't mean that it's not going to be a tough game. Even when they're dialed up, Utah tends to give us problems. They have that's what's up. That's what's up, man. Again, hit me with questions. I'm just rambling right now, getting back in the flow and hoping my stream stays live. But let me get back to my points on the depth of the Jazz. That is, they're deep, man. Because you've got Exum, who really has been the buzz around like, oh, he stepped it up. You guys have seen him. He's awkward. I've clowned him. He has an awkward, I think he's Australian. Okay, I think he's Australian. Yeah, he's Australian. But we've seen him be injury plagued for quite a while, right? Yeah, Grayson Allen, right? As you brought up, I liked him. I know my guy Richard Kim. Shout out to him. He's probably not watching this right now, but me and him, we argued about Grayson Allen. I wanted the Warriors to get Grayson Allen. I think he's a baller. But then you've got Exum, and then you've got Alec Burke, excuse me. You got Crowder coming from the Cleveland trade, Thabo Savalosha, and then you got that O'Neal cat that came out of nowhere. All interchangeable wings. So this game is going to test our bench. Like when the starters, I don't think Kerr has obviously set rotations. No Iguodala. I'll get into that in a second. But Utah, one of the more deep teams in the league with versatile wing defenders, it could be problematic. Our bench, like, I leave KD in there tonight, like with the second unit. I know he likes to use Clay and Draymond, and we haven't figured it out yet. But you may see KD or Steph with the second unit rather than Clay, just because of how versatile and good Utah's depth is. Yeah, everyone gets up. You know what I thought though? Why does Rubio? He looks like someone out of Pirates of the Caribbean, right? That fool looks like someone out the Pirates of the Caribbean. I like Rubio's game. I'm a fan of his, but you're right. He do be looking like he has the like guy liner on sometimes. I don't know. I think it's just his look. But Rubio he went crazy on us last year. Remember, he started popping threes, and he is shooting the ball better. But so my scouting report for Donovan Mitchell goes back to something that I want to shout out, the No Chill Gil podcast. Gilbert Arenas has a little YouTube podcast going on now. And I actually want to collaborate with him. I know that may sound far-fetched, but I'm going to reach out to him. I like his unique takes. I really do respect his opinion, even though he is a little off the wall with some shit. But what he was talking about, and it's something that I think I innately knew, but I've never really put thought into it, is when you're a two-footed jumper like Donovan Mitchell, you tend to go to your left so he can plant and then he can go up and turn and elevate. If he goes to his right and then plants off two, it just really, it's super limiting. And so Donovan Mitchell is absolutely a two-footed jumper. He's super explosive, but that means he's going to try to take you left and then take a big hop, and then he can change directions. And I like Clay's chances with Donovan. I mean, if he's hitting the three, it's one of those things where it's real tough when he's bringing the ball up in transition, because then all of a sudden you have to crowd him and he can gas by you. But I yield the three to Donovan initially. I'm not saying I completely give it to him, but you give him a little bit of space. It's the lesser of evils. You get a hand up. You use your size. Clay's bigger than him. And then if he starts to hit it, then it can become problematic. But just keep in mind that even though he's a right-handed player, he wants to get left to plant off 2 feet. Let me see if there's any of these questions here. What up? I see several other of you have joined. And I want to do, I feel rushed, but when I get this setup locked down, and it seems like the stream is cool right now, I want to do a little bit of halftime stuff, perhaps some post-game stuff as the games gain like meaning, right? Or there's something big that happens. I want to be able to do live stuff. But I got to figure it out. Those of you that were with me last year know that I've had these streaming issues, and I can't figure it out. I have all this like high-end streaming equipment in it, and it just doesn't work for me sometimes. Gil has some unique takes. He's some of them are off the wall, but his actual like breakdown of movements and shit is on point. His takes on like teams and guys, I don't know, but his stuff on actual playing, he's really good. Reading some of these, you can't take space away from. You can't take space away off the pick and roll on Mitchell. Yeah, I'm watching. You guys watching this Toronto game? Kawhi. You know what strikes me with Kawhi, and I'll get back to that, is he doesn't really have go-to moves. What do we hear? Okay, they're up 5 with 5 minutes to go. Toronto's up 5. Serge is so soft, and he has skilled. He's so skilled, but like for his, and I know he's not as athletic as he used to be. I'm watching him on the line here, but he just wants to shoot these feathery jumpers, even when he has undersized guys on him. And the way the league's gone now, it almost works against Serge, because now he's no longer like the anomaly, and now he should use more of his physicality. But yeah, no, Mitchell's a problem. Mitchell's a problem, absolutely. I like having Clay, a bigger, longer, stronger defender, on him, because Mitchell's strong. You can tell he has football built. Like he's built like D Wade a bit, right? He's not quite as tall. But yeah, Steph looks mad nice. I don't think the Gilbert Arenas podcast is on. I watch it on YouTube, but let's see here. What other takes? And I want to shout out my guy Edward. I don't know if you're watching right now, but you had a question in the first live stream that you brought up. It was more of a statement maybe. And Edward said, because we were talking about how everybody's worried about the depth of this team, and it's going to be exposed tonight. And I'm going to talk about Iguodala here in a couple minutes, but he brought up the fact that ever since Jerry West left to the Clippers, we kind of, we've had some missteps on the back end of the roster. And I was like, damn, man. I was like, I hadn't even thought about that. And so, I think we need more time. We need another couple seasons for the jury to be out on how much we miss Jerry West. But because it's hard to measure. We all know the famous story of him vetoing the Kevin Love deal, right? And if those of you that don't, I'll remind you. When Kevin Love was in Minnesota before he got traded to the Cavs, the Warriors were heavily favored to get Love, and the deal was Klay Thompson and a young Draymond Green for Kevin Love. And shout out my guys at the Warriors Huddle. I went on their podcast and I was like, yo, y'all are wildin'. We cannot do that trade. And everybody, believe it or not, the consensus was, oh, you make that trade. Because mind you, Draymond, I don't even know if Draymond had become a starter yet. This was very early stages of Draymond. But I was like, nah, man, I like Love. Love's a nice player, but and so Jerry West famously vetoed that trade, and we've heard him kind of green light and red light some moves, but it's just impossible to know how much influence he had on our personnel. Brian, what's good, man? Tony, I see you. You think Donovan's going to – you don't have no faith in Clay's defense? D. Mitchell, he's nice, man, but I don't if you just join, and we're seeing the same numbers, so you know my take on it. You got to yield the jumper to Donovan initially. Make him hit 2 or 3. If he gets hot from the three-point line, okay. But you got to get physical with him. And stay down. Stay down on him because he likes that 2-footed plant. What do I think about the Warriors bench unit? I'll talk a little bit about that right now because I have an inkling that we're going to see Jacob Evans tonight. I have an inkling we're going to see him. Excuse me. Stop drinking, man. I stopped drinking my red wine and my beers about a month ago, trying to stay healthy, man, as I jacked my back up, y'all. I don't want to get into too much detail about it, but I think I jacked a disc up in my back a couple weeks ago, and it's been rough for me, man. It's been rough for me, but I'm on the mend. And I'm drinking a lot of water. I think that we may see Jacob Evans tonight. Jerebko, remember, is a former Utah Jazz. I don't know if he'll get the nod, but I don't have any answers for y'all as far as the bench unit goes. The McKinnon, because so here's how it goes. Some of my takes, y'all, I don't see it live. Like I'm watching it live with you guys, and as you guys do, and I'm emotional, and you don't always see some things. You don't see things clearly when you're emotionally invested in the game. But when I go back and I do my breakdowns, and then I'll go frame by frame and I'll start seeing little details. And as I watched McKinney, I was like, yo, he's doing some dumb shit. Like I noticed he had no left hand at all. And I noticed he was really lacking on some of his defensive stuff. Not high on him. I think Jerebko is going to take some time, but I'm not willing to write him off. I think he can still be serviceable, especially if he can hit the threes. I think we need to see what Evans Jr. has, man. And I'm not saying like compromise us winning games, but even if McKinney is ahead of Evans right now, we have more, to me, invested in Evans, and we want to see him. Give him a chance to mess up, and let's see what he has. Kind of like the Fultz situation on a smaller scale I had wrote earlier. And so I don't know about the bench, man. I don't know. I think that Boogie is the great elixir, right? I think when Boogie gets back, you're going to see him with the bench unit and him just being the man, just relentlessly throwing him the ball in either the high elbow or the post. Okay, yeah, let's talk. I see Aaron and some of y'all talking about Iguodala. So I went back in that game. I couldn't, when he went to the bench late in the second quarter, there was no grimacing. I didn't spot the calf strain. And the thing is with Iguodala, yeah, and I was, shout out my guy on Twitter. I was like, man, you can't be complaining about injuries. We really can't. As Warrior fans, we can't, because we've gotten so lucky over this last 4 years, really. But it's always something with Iguodala. And I will tell you this, that with a calf, whenever your calf is tight, it can also lead to an Achilles issue, right? It can be signs of the Achilles. And again, obviously, this is just speculation, but that's obviously nothing to play with 35-year-old Iguodala, right? And so maybe he's just having, it literally could just be tight calf stiffness or whatever it is. And they're like, they don't want to risk it because it leads to Achilles problems. Now, I'll bring up that we're missing Chelsea, right? We don't have the same training staff that really seemed to be magical. I go back to Clay in game one of the finals. I thought that was one of the most amazing bullets dodged I've ever seen. I'm getting like watery eyed just thinking about that shit. And like, that was so nasty of a possible injury. And I don't know. Anyway, we don't have the same medical staff. And my guess is they're being over precautious with Iguodala because, again, the calf is often connected to an Achilles issue. And I agree. Give Jones some time. Jonas some time. You're right. Jerebko some time. He is far more aggressive of a player than Caspi. That's both of them full bill of health. I hope my guy Mark in on this watching this, because he'll feel some type of way whenever I bring up Caspi. But and no, they lead the cat. You're right. Calf issues can lead. It's all connected. It's all a chain. It's all a chain. Like, I had figured out I had all this lower back problem, and it was just because I've been sitting on my ass editing, and it was my glutes. So it's all a chain. But they just are being extra precautious, I think, with Ig. How much time do we got here? Oh, we still got about 10. What else do I have? So, and you see in my tags here at the bottom about the benchmark. I think this is, obviously it's a super early test, but yeah, I don't know. We know Kerr is not going to play our guys heavier minutes just because, right? So I think it is going to be a test of our benchmark. Now, I think he may change the rotations, maybe have Steph or KD instead of Clay in that second unit. But I don't think that he's going to play them over the 35 that they want, 36, 37 minutes that they want from the guys. So I think it is going to be a benchmark, the double entendre, as far as we're going to see these guys are going to get some minutes, and we're going to see them against a legit second unit. Utah, Quinn Snyder, the thing is, with all these versatile guys, I imagine that second unit is going to switch everything. If Gobert's off the floor, they're going to switch everything. And it'll be interesting to see if Derek Favors, the Draymond matchup favors, is he going to bully him? Is he going to bully him in the paint? And that's really all eyes on Draymond still, man. No, I know the game doesn't start on time. I set my recordings, but if y'all, I appreciate you guys joining me, because there's so many, you can watch the Warriors pregame, KNBR, all that stuff. So if y'all have questions, open discussion of whatever, we got this Toronto game, 5-point lead for Toronto, 3 minutes left. Any other, what? Let me look into my notes, and I can give y'all maybe a couple topics that I've got for this NBA Alchemy. Some extra stuff. What did y'all think? What did y'all think of the Lakers-Portland game last night? Before I give my take, Outside of Looney and Iggy, we don't have really. Yeah. Quinn Cook's gonna have to step up, man. I'm jumping here reading all these things. But what did y'all think of that Lakers game? I thought there was a couple noticeable things. Lonzo, we talked about this everybody's talking about his upper body. He has no lift. Lonzo has no lift. And it's early on. I know he didn't really even have preseason, but that stuck out to me. The other thing is, clearly Josh Hart is going to take KCP's spot in the starting lineup. Probably. Breaking news. It's happening right now, right? Like that's been happening. And so they're fun. It's going to be interesting. I did feel LeBron was passive. If you noticed a lot of the offense, he was just standing almost at half court, and then he would come into the play late. And the thing that, and everybody's talking about the lack of 3-point shooting. Let me know what y'all think. Am I wrong that Kuzma's better than Ingram? Kuzma is better than Ingram? Like, there's something off with Ingram, bro. I get why people like are intrigued with him, but he doesn't have it. Like, Ingram doesn't have it. And that's no hate, man. It is what it is. Kuzma has it. And you know what I mean? If you guys know what I'm saying, he has the juice. And it was interesting that they kept like ISOing and like trying to get Ingram like going. And the only time that's why they're playing fast definitely favors Ingram when he can take those long strides and he finishes nice in transition. But in the half court, and especially catch and shoot, Ingram, I don't know, man. Maybe it would be better off if you swapped Ingram and Kuzma and you let Ingram be in the second unit and then he can do his ISO weird shit, and then you have Kuzma more catch and shoot within the flow. I don't think that lineup is going to stay that way for very long, is my point. Yeah, see, Tony, you feel me? Like, Kuzma, he just has the swagger. Ingram he just off balance and weak, man. But yeah, they're going to be fun to watch. And then Portland, how many tough shots? Nick Stauskas, Tatum just got roofed. Coast to coast, Toronto's going to get this win. Kawhi looked good, man. Kawhi I was noticing he doesn't really have a go-to move when you take him out of that offense, but he did his thing. So Toronto got that win. But Portland, Nick Stauskas, I remember scouting him the year he came out because has it been that long, 4 or 5 years? But I remember reading up a bunch on him when the Kings took him out of Michigan. And I really liked his psychological profile, if you will. I liked his interviews and I liked his confidence. I really thought I never thought he was going to be a star, but I thought he would be a legit player because of his swagger. He had a swagger to him. And it's interesting. If Portland quietly added like a grip of shooters, right? They kind of added a grip of shooters. If you look at Seth, Stauskas, and they had another white dude that was starting in the lineup. I forget his name. And then there was somebody else. But they quietly put a couple more shooters around those guys. But as they're constructed, I still think they got to move one of those guys. I wonder if LeBron was in Dame or McCollum's ear like, yo, let's get it done. Let's Jimmy Butler this shit. Oh, I missed on that one. But, yeah, so that Laker game was fun, and I'm definitely going to be tuning into the Lakers-Houston tomorrow. Warriors, then they go to Denver. Let's be real about this 2-game road trip. Is it a 2, maybe a 3-game road trip? We're taking an L. I hate to be the bearer of bad news. I have a feeling we play well tonight in a statement game, and then we get caught in Denver in a track meet. That would be my pick. But, yeah, the Stauskas been a shooter, and that's the difference. When I was talking about Nick Nurse green lighting the young Raptors to shoot the 3 and OG Anunoby, right, and Pascal Siakam. So those are athletes that are learning to shoot, right? And so you've got to reel them in at times. You can't be like that. But if you're a Stauskas or you're a Omri Caspi, or just take your pick. If you're a shooter, if you're CJ Miles on the Raptors, you green light that. You give them all the confidence in the world because you know that's what they are. That's their strength. But when a guy's an athlete and he's kind of learning to shoot, I don't know if you can always just green light them and like always, just shoot it every time. That can be a mistake, man. So it just depends on who you're talking to. If I know a kid can shoot and I'm coaching him, I'm like, yo, you put that shit up every time. Put that shit up every time, right? So it just depends on who you're talking to. They do look better, and I like. Sorry if I'm not repeating. Portland does look better, and I like Zach Collins out of Gonzaga. I like his toughness, even though he looks like a vampire. And man, it's gonna be a fun season, man. It's gonna be a fun season. Seth looked all right. Boy, didn't Seth get the short end of the stick, right? Like, not only is he like a little smaller, a little chubbier, he's like kind of uglier. Pause, no homo, but right, he's kind of just funnier looking. He's losing his hair. And he, no, but I mean, you can see that Seth is comfortable. He belongs in the NBA for sure. Hopefully he can stay, because a stress fracture he had all last year, those are funny business. Like when you have a stress fracture bone stuff, that stuff can like be reoccurring. So hopefully he stays healthy. I still think Portland, depending on seeing how competitive the West is, if come February, if they're like just hanging in the 8th, 9th spot, you could see these fools make a move. If like, would you trade CJ for Jimmy Butler? Would you do that? Because the thing is, it's as they just don't work well together. I both in a vacuum, McCollum and Lillard, I like them both, but together it's just too much. You go, I go. They're always going to be undersized, man. So I don't know. I would, if I'm just throwing that out there. Butler, McCollum, who else could possibly be on the block? AD ain't getting on the block. There are people trying to report that all the time here. We got 20 seconds left in this, and Toronto putting it away. Kawhi, he must have had 30. Anyway, I'm gonna wrap this one up here, y'all, and I'm gonna get it'll get more popping here. I'll probably open up some of the live streams and get more people in here so we can have some more questions and more things. And as the season goes on, like right now, let's be real, we're kind of still speculating. You know what I'm saying? We've seen one game. So as the season goes on and there's more storylines and more things to talk about, this will pick up. But I appreciate all the support, man, and y'all checking this out. I think we're gonna get one tonight. I don't like calling these, but like if I was betting, I say we show out tonight, play well, and then get caught on the back end Sunday in Denver. But yeah, y'all, I appreciate you. That wasn't a smooth exit now, was it? We getting into this thing. All right, y'all, I'm out.